So today I want to share 8 books that have fundamentally changed my life, my point of attraction, the way that I perceive things, and more importantly, the way that I curate my reality around me. Now, in order to do that, you need a level of self-awareness and understanding of what it is first. And once you fully understand that, you can immensely change the trajectory of your life. Now, I can say for a fact that I have manifested things that I never thought was imaginable. I thought in order to do certain things, I needed a conventional 9-to-5 job. I needed to do A, B, and C, D in order. And that is not the case. Any limiting beliefs that you have can be left by the door, respectfully. So before I get into the 8 books that have
transcended my life,
I want to remind you that I'm Janad and I make videos to expand your level of consciousness. What I mean by this is you are entitled to the life that you are wanting, and you have to believe that you deserve what it is that you are wanting. That starts on a very, very subconscious level. And my advice to anyone who feels that way is to quantum jump from where it is that you are and where it is that you want to be. Imagine yourself as the person who is achieving and enjoying the benefits or the fruits that you are hoping to indulge in. I would and can confidently say that in the last 6 months, I have changed energetically as a person. People now say to me all the time, "You're glowing. What happened? Something going on? Is there someone new in your life?" No. It's nobody. It's me. It's me changing the way that I think and my perspective on all things. It's me reminding myself that I am pure consciousness, able to achieve absolutely anything in this universe if I will it to be. And the same can be said for you. Come on. Now let's get right into it. First of all, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So this book essentially highlights that we are not only addicted to pain, but we are victims of our own psychological mind and thoughts. It highlights very intrinsic things that we think are normal functioning realities of this life, but really isn't. The most important thing to remember is that you are not a victim of time, and time is an illusion of your psychological mind. Anything that you will can happen once you are present in the now, and the now is literally right now. If you are not clinging to your past idea of self or your future idea of self, you are able to manifest what it is that you are wanting. He speaks about where he was homeless for a while, and only when he started appreciating the environment and the things around him, that's when everything changed for him. That's when he started to write this book, and now is a best-selling author because of these very principles, which wouldn't be a lie. If I'm making this video, I can't make this up. This is important. I think the most important thing to remember is that you are probably a compulsive thinker as we speak. You're thinking too much right now. You just need to relax. Okay? He says, why should we be addicted to thinking? Because you are identified with it, which means that you derive your sense of self from the content and activity of your mind. Because you believe that you would cease to be if you stopped thinking. As you grow up, you form a mental image of who you are based on your personal and cultural conditioning. We may call this phantom self, the ego. It consists of mind activity that can only be kept going through constant thinking. The term ego means different things to different people, but when I use it here, it means a false self created by an unconscious identification with the mind. To the ego, the present moment hardly exists. Only past and future are considered important. This total reversal of the truth accounts for the fact that In the ego mode, the mind is so dysfunctional. It is always concerned with keeping the past alive, because without it, who are you? It constantly projects itself into the future to ensure its continued survival and to seek some kind of release or fulfillment there. It says, one day, when this, that, or the other happens, I'm going to be okay, happy, at peace. I'm sure these are the lies we all tell ourselves. We think that when that present or future circumstance occurs, we will feel more fulfilled, and that is a lie. Subsequent read by him is A New Earth. So A New Earth often highlights similar characteristics to the power of now, but proceeds to speak about the pain body and our addiction to pain as humans. He speaks about the illusion of ownership and also just pure acceptance of the circumstances. When I say that, what I mean is that pure acceptance of whatever it is that's transpiring and happening in your life right now. Whatever it is, even if it's something that you don't like, you need to practice acceptance and gratitude for what is in order to create what it is that you are wanting. He speaks about specifically that resonates with me in here is wanting, the need for more. The ego identifies with having, but its satisfaction in having is a relatively shallow and short-lived one. Concealed within it remains a deep-seated sense of dissatisfaction, of incompleteness, of not enough. I don't have enough yet, by which the ego really means I'm not enough yet. As we have seen, having, the concept of ownership, is a fiction created by the ego to give itself solidity and permanency and make itself stand out, make itself special. Since you cannot find yourself through having, however, there is another more powerful drive underneath it that pertains to the structure of the ego, the need for more, which we could also call wanting. It's important to remember that despite these conventional constructs which we were taught since we were children to identify with, now would be the perfect time to psychologically sedate yourself from these belief systems. More enjoying, less thinking. And you can enjoy something completely simple. I know what you're thinking right now. You're like, Janad, I haven't made $5 million yet. I'm not a millionaire yet. What is there to enjoy? I'm not on a yacht. I'm not traveling right now. I'm at work. There is so much to enjoy. And I will repeat that. There is so much to enjoy about your life and yourself, more importantly. Another book you've heard about is The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. This is it's a cultural book. This book is for the culture. This is for anyone who needs to understand the systemic things that are always at play in any psychological dynamic, any sort of relationship, any sort of business dealings. These are all things that are right here for you. And the most important one, which is literally number one, never outshine the master. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please or impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. Another one that I enjoy is get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Use the wisdom, knowledge, and legwork of other people to further your own cause. Not only will such assistance save you some valuable time and energy, it will also give you a godlike aura of efficiency and speed. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Too much circulation makes the price go down. The more you are seen and heard from, the more common you appear. If you are already established in a group, temporarily withdraw from it, and you must learn when to leave. Create value through scarcity. Another book that has fundamentally changed my life, it's more of a fictional approach to spirituality, but essentially it has a consistent theme, and that is whatever it is that you are seeking is seeking you. That is the irony. That is literally me summarizing this book in its entirety. Whatever you are seeking is literally seeking you. The Alchemist is essentially a tale about a boy that is wanting a treasure. Eventually he finds that treasure, but he meets a fated alchemist who changes his life trajectory to make him realize what it is that he is wanting. And when he receives what it is that he is wanting, everything changes in his life. Another one that's pretty popular in the spiritual community is Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. Here he speaks about the neuroscience and the quantum physics behind manifesting what it is that you want. He also speaks about how your heart is the center of your electromagnetic frequency, which is essentially your aura. And what you are emitting constantly is what goes into receiving mode, into the vortex that I've spoken about in my other videos. The vortex is essentially what it is that you are wanting to create for yourself. I'm sure anybody watching this right now has been under stress at some point or another, but there is this addiction to stress that can completely upset your level and point of attraction. For example, Joe Dispenza says, now let's take a closer look at how we end up getting addicted to our negative emotions, or more precisely what we call the hormones of stress. The moment we react to any condition in our outer world that tends to be life-threatening, whether the threat is real or imagined, our body releases stress hormones in order to mobilize enormous amounts of energy in response to that threat. When this occurs, the body moves out of balance. This is a natural and healthy response, because in antiquity, the chemical cocktail of adrenaline, cortisol, and similar hormones were released when we were facing some danger in the outer world. Maybe a predator was chasing us. For example, we had to make the decision to fight, run, or hide. When we are in survival mode, we automatically become materialists, defining reality with our senses. We also narrow our focus and put all our attention on our bodies existing in a particular time and space. The hormones of stress cause us to give our attention to our outer world because that's where the danger lurks. But that is not true. You need to fixate and use all your creative life force energy to create what it is that you are wanting, even if it means that you need to practice some time in solitude to realize that for yourself. This book also includes real-life case studies of people who have transformed their outer world by transforming their inner world. This is one of the first books that I've ever gotten. This sort of helped me align with my talent, skills, and abilities more easier, and helped me understand numerology when I was still really a beginner. So this is The Life You Were Born to Live by Dan Millman. It has different archetypes based on the number, time, and day you were born. Now, just for argument's sake, we'll use mine as an example so you can understand the depth that it goes to. I'm a 33-6. So 6 means vision through acceptance, 3 is expression through sensitivity. Now, because I have 2 3s, that means that my expression and my sensitivity is amplified. One thing that I found particularly on point was 33-6s contact their own feelings. The second 3 involves finding the courage to express their feelings to others. Again, this is difficult because they are sensitive to criticism and they want to appear in the very best possible light. In some cases, their standards are so high, they just give up expressing their feelings. Expressing their feelings entails a certain vulnerability, which leaves them open to others. That's something that I personally struggle with. So this book is great if you want to study the archetype that someone else belongs to, also the archetype that you belong to, particularly pertaining to numerology. So this is a must read if you want to learn yourself. I must admit that there was a point in my life where I was obsessed with astrological birth charts, studying myself, knowing everything about myself. I even went to the lengths of consulting an astrologer in India. He used Vedic astrology to analyze me, and my word, that was a remarkable analysis. I've never seen such an accurate description of me in my life. And all these metaphysical tools are exactly why I am obsessed with them, because they help you understand suspicions that you have had about yourself this entire time. And it's more like a clarity process. It's like, wow, I knew I was right about myself. You understand? That is why I am obsessed with self-awareness and understanding yourself. I know that at any point in our life, we all need different things. And no matter what life stage, process, or even rites of passage you are going through, there is something that you are needing from yourself. And you need to find what it is that you need for yourself. Another book that is also very much related to physics, research, and studies is Power versus Force, because your power can be suppressed by force and vice versa. That's why Dr. David R. Hawkins developed the map of consciousness. This is essentially what most spiritual creators use, which is the map of consciousness, and it highlights the different levels of emotions and how high vibrational or low vibrational they are. For example, enlightenment is a level of 700 to 1000, and it's pure consciousness, whereas shame and guilt would be a level of 20 and would be a process of elimination. One of my all-time favorites, which is basically a philosophical encyclopedia. It's everything Masonic, Hermetic, Kabbalistic, Rosicrucian. All of those things are in here. The history of religion, insects, the symbology of astrology. The list is really endless here. Secret societies. This is really a must-have because I am obsessed. I'm obsessed. It's funny how we think the world and the historical significance that we were taught is not entirely true. And Manly P. Hall, similar to his other writings, which I do recommend you research, is really top 2 and not 2. So for example, he'll speak about the theory and practice of alchemy and exponents, the tree of Sephiroth, the chemical marriage, ancient mysteries and secret societies, Atlantis and the gods of antiquity. So if these are all things that prompt and interest you, this is a must read. I know it's a bit of a thick one, but I know most of you like it thick. Another book similar to The Secret Teachings of All Ages is The Secret History of the World, which essentially debunks the way that the Matrix functions, which I'm sure you've heard countless of times. I mean, the veil is thinning right now, and the last thing that they want you to do is to focus on yourself and your immense and true power. So they will distract you with the world forces and sports and gimmicks and celebrities when none of those things really truly matter. So Jonathan Black essentially believes that the Antichrist is coming. So the Antichrist is really not a physical person in a sense. It's more so just a low vibrational sense of being distracted with AI, as an example, while there is senseless energy harvesting 24/7. And he speaks about mystic revelations, esoteric codes, and the history on the world based on secret societies and the knowledge that they've held for centuries. This is perfect if you want to know the truth. If you don't want to know the truth, please do not read this. Please don't even watch this video. Just click out of this video. If you don't care about the truth of the world and existence, please don't waste time. It's like it's glaringly obvious that things are orchestrated, but no one seems to really care, which is weird to me. Finally, this is a book I got recently, so I'm not including it in my must-reads, but as soon as I'm done and I've completed it, I will share my insights and my reviews. Obviously, The Essential Law of Attraction Collection, Teachings of Abraham by Esther and Jerry Hicks. We've probably heard about Abraham Hicks by now, and what better time than to digest actual content that is useful. I think this could possibly be a good read, but we'll have to find out. Once again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed these recommendations. These are things that I wouldn't recommend for no reason, in all honesty. This is something that has fundamentally changed my life in ways I can't comprehend. If I have not been living in the present moment and have not been taking ashwagandha, which has been assisting me in being relaxed, I don't think I would be the person that I am right now. I feel like within a 6-month span, I'm even a far greater person than I was. And I hope the same can be said for you once you read these books. So let me know. Once again, thanks so much for watching and take care.